after.
Midnight.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah, it sounded good. I think we're just gonna get one.
We'll get one what?
One of the.
Oh,
slats.
yeah. We should
I think
get
we
a slate.
should. Slate. I call it a slat.
Either way.
Whatever.
I mean, a slat.
It's the noise it makes. Slat. It's just like that.
Slat!
Yeah, I think we need one. Like you said, we could write the date. We could write the fucking guest name.
Yeah, well, what's cool about that, too, is it normally pops up in the thumbnail of the video, like when you put it on the computer, because it's always like the first clip, or the first, like, couple seconds. Like, that's what they take the thumbnail from. So.
Well, you can choose your own thumbnail.
Yeah, I mean, like, just for taking it off of the hard drive and putting it on the computer.
Oh.
So when I go to look through my files, I'll just see, like, artist instead of having to, like, dig through a bunch of raw
Man,
files.
wouldn't that be super handy?
Yeah.
Maybe we should just be super cheap though, and we'll buy like post-it board or like post-it board, cut it into this, and we'll just draw them like.
On professional sets, I've
Right.
seen worse.
Yeah.
Literally.
Just people holding signs.
It's worse. Shoes. I've literally seen someone take like flip flops and just go. Like,
Nice.
all right, whatever works, man.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's just like when you're on that low of a budget, you do what you can to get stuff done.
Yeah. You been in anything new? Any new shows? Any new movies?
Been watching Live on Patrol a lot.
Is that a cop show?
Yeah, it's like the new version of Live PD.
Okay.
The reason I like it so much, and I feel like if you've ever been in a situation where like you are almost sure you're gonna get pulled over,
No, not me.
never, and then you don't get pulled over.
Right.
I think that's why I like the show so
you
much.
turn the hood wrap back up.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Well, what I like to do is I like to have a couple drinks,
Right.
and then watch other people get pulled over for
Right.
driving drunk while I'm sitting at home.
Right.
And it just feels amazing.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there
It's
like,
gratifying.
ha!
Yeah.
You stupid.
You could be sitting on your couch.
Literally.
Yeah. Just get like high to the point of paranoia and then put it on just to really test yourself. That's training right there.
That was like all me and Evan did forever ago. Like we used to have a tradition because they would come out I think Thursday night, and we would just buy like a 12-pack and a joint, and we'd just sit on his couch and like just get obliterated.
No fucking way.
And listen to Live PD.
Absolutely no chance. Trevor always watched a lot of like the cop videos
Yeah.
or like the driving like idiots in cars.
Dude,
and stuff like
those
that.
freak me out though, cause like the cop thing, it's like at least I can control that, cause
Right.
like as long as I'm not being stupid,
Right.
generally I'm not going to jail.
You don't like knowing the statistics of how many idiots are in cars though, and you're just like
More so every time I drive after I've watched a video like that, I see little things about to happen. I'm like, okay, we're about to be on a clip,
dude.
somewhere.
Do you ever watch any of the Tim Robinson I Think You Should Leave? It's a Netflix
It
show.
sounds really familiar. I feel like
I'm
I have.
sure you've seen shorts. I post the shorts on my story all the time.
Okay.
Dude, you've got to watch the show. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious. I mean, it is. It's probably. You can't take the crown away from the king, which is Dave Chappelle when it comes to skits.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
as far as skits
Chappelle
go,
show is brilliant.
it's probably one of the best skit shows I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
And he's got one. He's got one where he's in the car and someone honks him and he's like, "Hey, where the fuck did you learn how to drive?" And he's like, "I don't know how to drive. Not everybody knows how to do everything, okay? There's a lot going on and I'm scared." And the guy's like, "What?" "Just put your hands on the wheels." And he's like, "Oh, okay." Dude, it's so fucking funny.
Was it
man.
like a real person?
No, it's him. It's all a skit.
No, I know, but like the other person.
No,
Okay.
no. They're all paid actors.
That would've been really funny.
Right? Dude, I'll show you some.
Yeah,
in a
dude.
little bit,
Well-
right after, when we close this out. But
It's funny too, cause like that's a big like. There's so many ways to do that with the way they rig cars in Hollywood. Cause like 90% of the time, if you ever watch a movie that's got like a lot of like high speed chases and stuff like that, or just like car movies,
Fast and Furious.
yeah, so that's a good example. The front seat where the driver and the actor, or driver and actor,
Right.
are the windows are never tinted. In fact, they're generally as clear as you can make them.
Mm-hmm.
Back windows, maximum tint. And the reason that is because the actual driver of the car is in the back. So they put cameras in the front of the car, like on the bumper, and they have got basically like a second steering wheel, second, that's got everything that the front of the car generally would have. So the actor's just there miming, and then the person that's actually driving is driving facing the opposite direction, looking at a camera that's facing the road and driving in the back seat.
There's no way that's the standard.
Well,
during like high speed stuff, they got Vin Diesel in the car when they're doing like 80 doing crazy stunts.
That's
you talking about like casual driving, like the more leisure stuff.
It depends, because like some of the high speed chases are filmed at like 25 miles an hour.
Well, yeah, it's all camera work,
right? So you
I guess that makes sense,
never really know exactly which ones are like that. But I know all of the Mission Impossible ones are done that way.
Do you know how fucking scared I would be to be the actor and you've got a guy sitting behind you facing the trunk, looking at a little camera, just like, I got this.
Just whipping it?
What?
Yeah.
I feel like I got this, man. We're going 30 miles an hour. I feel like I can do this.
Well, the other thing they do with that, too, is they put the engines in the trunk every time. And the reason that is so that if you do crash, it's just like
you're just dead,
like a soda
there's
can.
Nothing to absorb the impact.
Well, they claim that it's actually better because when you run into something like that, you instead of like absorbing the shock with the car, it just like crushes it, and the person driving should be able to stop by that point. But it's like they're going really slow. But it's Also, they want the weight in the trunk for some reason.
So fucking.
I think that's because of the actual driving itself. We should have one of our actual like car friends that like does car stuff come explain how that works. But
like Wes?
Yeah, like Wes.
Yeah.
I just saw him today actually.
Did you?
Yep. Saw him at
Church?
Yep.
Nice. You talk to him a lot whenever you see him?
Yeah, as much as I can, but it's difficult because
I still cannot believe that Wes goes to church.
Yeah.
It like blows my mind.
Well, I love it.
I know you do.
I
mean, I don't have a problem
awesome
with it. But
too.
Jacqueline?
Yeah,
she's super cool.
But what's funny, what's funny to me about it is every time I try and like actually have like a legitimate conversation, but it's only at the very beginning or at the very end, and he either has somewhere to go or I do pretty much every time. So it's basically just like hi and bye. But you know, I try.
We do need to have him on the show, man.
Yeah.
We talked about it forever ago.
I talked to him about it a couple weeks ago at church, and he said he was totally down. He actually just sent me a link today of here, I'll give a little plug.
I know he was just on a show.
Yeah, that was, yep. He sent me the link to the latest episode that he's done.
Yeah, I think he's been on there twice now.
Yeah. Let's see what it's called. Circle of Drift.
Nice.
Which is...
I think it's one of his buddies that does it.
That's I've seen them on YouTube before, so they've got to be big because I'm not like really enough of a car person to get recommendations for stuff like that.
Hell, I'll just type it in. I'm curious real quick. But yeah, Circle of Drift, that's the name. Y'all should check him out.
Yeah.
Wes is a good dude.
Yeah.
Wicked smart.
Super good dude. Yeah, wicked smart. Always has been. Whole time I've known him anyway.
Doing pretty good for themselves.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's their subscriber base?
13.3.
That's great.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think they're that old.
Yeah. Especially if they're local, that's really good.
They got a lot of videos.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, their first video was uploaded 9 months ago.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid.
They're just doing it quick.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Good numbers.
Yeah, when you have time and money to actually be able to, like, just dedicate so much effort into something, like, it's hard for it to fail.
Yeah, 100%. Man, I think it's mostly just about consistency and determination. I mean, as long as you have that, even if you start off at the absolute bottom, you might not get there in a year, but you will eventually get there. I mean, as long as you keep trying.
Hey, slow and steady.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like Jason was talking about last week.
Yeah, exactly. Like, sometimes you just have to wait, and eventually the right thing pops up.
Should be happening when it's supposed to, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
I got conned into getting Apple TV. It's for a couple reasons.
How did you get conned?
I conned
yourself.
I conned myself into
yes.
this.
I am the con.
It's me. I'm the problem. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, okay. They had a good deal going on too. It was like 3 months free, right? You can cancel anytime.
That's pretty good.
So I've got it for 3 months. If I decide they don't have enough good shit, I didn't pay anything for it. You know what I mean? But
as long as you don't forget.
I already canceled it. You can cancel it on your phone and still have the
service.
Right. It'll
for
just
the remainder of 3 months.
Right.
That's nice.
Because you're under contract at that point, technically.
Yeah, but
they've already promised you the 3 months free.
Contract.
Yeah, right.
That's nice.
A couple good shows on there. So you got
there was one that I was really interested in.
Shrinking. That's a good one. It's got
I've seen the
Jason
ads for that
Segel
one.
in it.
Yeah.
So you know what it's about? He's the therapist who, loses his wife, kind of heartbroken, tired of listening to everybody else bitch. So he starts just taking a more straightforward approach.
Right.
Super funny.
Who is his therapist in that show? Because I really like that actor.
It's not his therapist. It's his like boss. It's,
that's what they allude to in the trailer. But
Is it Clint Eastwood? Is that who it is?
Well, back to Google.
I want to say it's Clint Eastwood.
There's no way. He's like 93. Clint Eastwood's so old.
Okay, no. It's not Clint Eastwood. Who played Han Solo?
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford. That's who it is.
Yes, it is. God, I love Harrison Ford.
I always get them confused, dude.
That's fun. Well, I get that, though.
Clint Eastwood, once I picture him, names get me confused, but I picture him Clint Eastwood, the cowboy.
Right.
Harrison Ford's Han Solo, space cowboy.
Yeah,
it's
fair.
They're blurring the lines here a little bit.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he's 93. I cannot believe I got that right.
Clint Eastwood?
Yeah.
Damn. Old, bro. But hey,
he's still kicking, bro. Directed a film like last year.
Yeah, I mean, plus
dude's incredible.
I mean, there is no slowing these guys down. Al Pacino's having kids at 84. Robert De Niro's having kids at 78. I mean, fuck me, buddy. Weird. Keep the lineage going. Who cares about age?
Good for them.
Yeah, I fucking guess.
Virile,
dude.
obviously.
Yeah, crazy. No, there's a really good show on Apple though, called Silo.
Right.
Super good. So it's like it's got Rashida Jones in it.
Love Rashida.
That is the only big name I can tell you.
That's okay.
But so
that's enough.
Born in an underground city, essentially.
Okay.
So 140 years ago, this crazy war happened. They call it the Before Times. They lost all history. Everything got erased. There's nobody knows why they're there. They just know they're there, and the outside world is toxic. It's like post-apocalyptic.
So it's Fallout.
Yes.
Like
pretty much. They live in a vault. Yeah, pretty much. It's exactly that. So, maybe that's why I like it so much.
Yeah.
It is very reminiscent of Fallout.
Were you a big Fallout fan?
Fuck yes.
Yeah,
dude.
I liked it a lot too.
Now, granted, I'm more of like a purist, so like I really
like the PC top-down isometric ones.
No, not that much. No, not that much. I just mean I don't think it gets any better than Fallout 3. That is.
Oh, I agree completely.
I don't think it gets any better. Fallout 4 was okay. New Vegas.
I was about to say, I really liked New Vegas.
It was okay.
Well, it's the same engine as 3.
I like that Matthew Perry was in it.
Yeah.
That's a cool little Easter egg. But
Chandler Bing just popping up.
But yeah, so they're born in this underground city. Well, it's like, it is, the number one rule is do not request to go outside, right? So
that makes sense.
It's a communist kind of place where everybody puts in work, everybody's fed, everybody essentially has the same quality of life except for like the super high ups, like the mayor.
Which is interesting that even would be a thing, that they would form organized society like that.
Man, you gotta have it. I mean, you gotta have structure. I'm a firm believer in that.
Well, nature. If you just look at animal behavior, they always formulate their own hierarchy, immediately.
Yeah.
And
I like the pack leader, the alpha male, whatever.
And I realize that we do that too. I guess, I don't know. I guess it's just interesting to me that in a world where there is no history, that they would naturally come up with a system of government that reminds us of what we are.
You got to think, though, like the people who started it, the founders.
Right.
I mean, they come from, they knew, and so they just kind of taught it to the next generation, so on and so forth.
That makes sense, yeah.
So, but it's like if you get caught saying, I want to go outside, that's what you're doing. You're arrested, they put you in a holding cell.
Going out.
It's called cleaning. They say that you're going to go cleaning because there's cameras outside that show everybody what the world looks like, and it's very desolate and
Yeah.
everything's dead. And so if you get sent outside, your job is to walk up to the camera, wipe off the face, and then you just get as far as you can. They all end up dying within 15 feet of the camera. You know what I mean? So it's very rare
Interesting.
that people do say it, but some people are like, you know what? I want to go outside.
Yeah.
So it's pretty crazy because without spoiling, just the entire show, like, it is speculated that they're being lied to. And so I'm on episode 4 right now.
Why they keep doing this?
What?
It's the same
Don't ruin it for me,
stupid plot as The Island. You remember that movie?
Ryan.
With Ewan McGregor? It's a Michael Bay movie.
Yes, but I didn't watch it.
So the whole premise of The Island is that they're...
Aren't they all clones or something?
No. That's Moon.
Were you talking about that the other week?
I think I've brought that up before, because Oblivion, which is a Tom Cruise movie,
right,
is identical as Moon is, like, storyline wise.
Okay,
they have the same twist and everything.
Yep. And Oblivion is where him and the girl are on Earth scouting with the flying thing. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And then he like dies, but he's like,
there's another.
He like wakes up in a ship, and there's a billion of him, and they're just like sending him as a clone down to Earth to like collect crap, but. The island, the whole premise is they're underground in a vault. They all are told that if they do enough good work, that they'll eventually go to the island. It's kind of like their heaven or whatever.
Like a lottery.
Right. And I think that they might even use that as like a term to describe like how you get to go. And eventually what you find out is instead of ever going to the island, they just kill you. They just like euthanize you. Like once you've outlived your purpose for them, they just kill you. And the whole idea of the island is like just death. But they escape the vault and go out into the world that they've been told is like,
desolate.
Right. And they find that there's like life everywhere and that Earth is just normal. But obviously like a big war happened because like everything's destroyed, but there's plants and people that are like one-off, like little groups of individuals that are just kind of around the city and stuff.
Yeah, that's how this one is too. Like it shows like snippets of outside at a certain point. Like you can see birds flying.
Right.
And that was about it. But yeah, man, you gotta watch it. It is really good. I get what you're saying. It sounds like a play, and it's kind of like
it's just that particular storyline has been recycled a few times because the island wasn't the first one.
Cloverfield movie. What is it called? The Cloverfield Paradox or whatever. The
one with John Goodman where they're in the basement.
Yeah. He's the good guy because he's
Right.
keeping them safe, and then come to find out nothing's even wrong.
Which, funny enough, that Cloverfield's an interesting franchise to get into. There is so much.
I just watched a video
depth.
on it the other day about that universe.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it was super cool. They lined everything up super well, but I don't know how they thought of all that, judging by the first movie.
Well, because the first movie is just like a monster tearing up a city.
Yeah, and it's all POV and super hard to follow because it's just sort of like random stuff.
Yeah, but then the lore of it gets all the way down to like the oil trading business fucking some shit up, and it's weird, man.
Yeah, because in the first movie
it was even hard to follow the like explanation of the Cloverfield universe. It's just like, dude, what?
Yeah. Well, and I think they knew that too, because I think in the TV shows where they really started to just like explain everything.
There's a TV show?
Yeah.
What's it called? Cloverfield?
It's Cloverfield something. I don't remember exactly.
It's good?
I've not watched it. I've watched videos about it.
Okay.
Kind of like you, I just kind of researched the lore.
Yeah.
Because I loved the first movie. Just Cloverfield in general. Cloverfield Lane is the one where they're in the basement. I think Paradox is the TV show.
Okay.
I'm going to look it up there real quick. Because I just...
Old John Goodman. I'm excited. Speaking of John Goodman, Season 3 of The Righteous Gemstones comes out this month.
Yeah, so it's Cloverfield, 10 Cloverfield Lane, and then the Cloverfield Paradox, which is a Netflix original show.
Okay.
So the Cloverfield Paradox is the television show.
Well, shut up. I'll have to check it out. See if it's any good.
I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah. It's one of those where, like, I feel like if you're into aliens at all as, like a thing... That's the thing. Aliens are weird because it's not like any other conspiracy where like aliens don't necessarily have to be like you don't have to necessarily be full in on believing in aliens just to like find it like a fun hobby to like
it's
research.
kind of like ghosts.
Yeah, even though
really any cryptid, because like I don't believe in skinwalkers, for example, but it's also super interesting. Like the stories are cool.
The only thing, the ranch is the only thing that ever
Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah.
Listen, I tell everybody the exact same thing. I am extremely open-minded when it comes to a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, I tell everybody it pretty much apply. Oh no.
No, we're good.
Okay.
It's
just lagging.
Well, yeah, it didn't like that it fell
dark.
asleep. Yeah.
I tell everybody pretty much the exact same thing across the board. So, like, you've heard me talk about religion. I say I personally don't subscribe to it, but what do I know? I'm a random person. It is just as likely that it's real as it is that it's not real, in my opinion.
It's really like a 50-50
right. So
deal.
I apply
That's
that
where belief comes in.
to pretty much everything.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, well, I mean, you know, the law of probability. I mean, if you can neither prove nor disprove, the chances are immediately 50-50 because there's no other chance that it could be.
Right.
So I apply that to all things: religion, magic, cryptids. I tell everybody, I'm like, dude, for all I know, like black magic absolutely could be real, but I'll never know because I'm way too.
Yeah.
I am way too. Egotistical and narcissistic to dress up in black robes and go out into the woods to try it, because I would feel like such a dupe if I was out there like really trying to make it work. I would want to beat myself up.
It's funny you say that,
but it could be real.
I have a coworker that was telling me that he went through like a whole like witch phase.
I know a guy who swears to God he's a witch.
Yeah,
he might be fucking right, dude. I don't know.
He might be. But this guy at work, he's telling me, he's like, yeah, I really thought that I was going to like it. I really thought it was going to be cool. I thought, I would just kind of like do my little spells and like have a good time with it and just kind of be like, see if anything happens. And he said the moment that he got down to do like the first like ritual or whatever, he just threw his hands up and was like, this is so dumb.
Yeah, man.
And he like wanted to, you know, like
yeah. So that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
Him and I, you know what? I share his viewpoints. I won't even go as far as
Shouts
to do all
out
that,
Alex.
Though. Hey man, Alex, I feel your pain, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think all the stuff is super cool. Like, I'm super into like the gothic aesthetic, for example. Like, I mean, you know me.
Oh, I love
all
that
the
stuff
shit that
too.
I'm into. Like, I love all that stuff.
Yeah.
All of it. I think it's all great.
Yeah.
I mean, even, and you won't agree with this point, I mean, I don't know, you might think that they're cool, but I know that you would never, like, sport it, but, like, even, like, a shirt with, like, Baphomet on it.
Oh, yeah.
And, like that's cool,
It is
dude.
cool.
It looks fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want from me, man? It's a goat guy that fucks people. Like, it's cool, man. It's cool.
Yes. Also,
I don't know what to tell you.
Not a pagan symbol.
I know.
But
yeah, I know.
Everyone likes to think it is.
I know.
It's not.
It's just like the cross of St. Peter's.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not. That is not the fucking satanic cross.
No.
I'm tired of people
not
saying
at all.
it is.
Not at all.
You could wear that. You could get it tattooed on your fucking forehead.
Yeah.
And that does not make you sacrilegious.
Not at all.
I mean,
not at all.
The only time it's sacrilegious is it's just like the swastika, for example. Like that's stolen.
Yes.
Like that symbol should
actually
not.
Like
it's Buddhist.
Far Eastern,
Yeah, it's a Buddhist symbol. It's
it means
used
peace.
in like peace and harmony.
Yeah.
And then the Nazis are like, hey, that looks fucking cool. Like,
literally,
they ruined it. They ruined it. Now, if you could have a tattoo of Buddha with a swastika on his forehead, you might get beat up for that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's true.
It's crazy.
Well, and it's interesting too, like just with symbolism and stuff like that, like you were saying, the upside down cross.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very Christian symbol because that was one of the apostles was crucified on an upside down cross.
Yeah,
that's where that.
Wasn't
not
it
entirely where that comes from, but that's.
I mean, it is called the Cross of St. Peter's, right?
Yeah.
That's who it was.
Yeah, Peter.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean that would make sense.
He just felt like he wasn't worthy to die the same death as Jesus.
Right.
I'm pretty sure we've covered that on this show before.
Maybe. The other thing though is like it's not just those symbols either. Like the Egyptian cross with the hook in the top.
Yeah.
That, I mean, it's like definitely like ancient Egyptian, but it's like a hieroglyph too. Like it's not always necessarily like a religious symbol. Sometimes it's literally just like a word.
I can't remember what that one's called.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The one with the circle on top. I see it on chains a lot.
Yeah.
It's kind of the only place it pops up anymore.
Yeah, I think the coolest cross, and again, this one is bad. I mean, this one is a bad symbol, but I think the coolest cross is the brimstone cross.
I don't know that one.
It's a figure 8.
Okay.
Right? A sideways figure 8, so like the infinity symbol.
Yeah.
And then you come straight up. At the very top, it's got a short slash, and then in the middle, it's got...
Oh, yeah, that's the... it's like what the medical industry uses.
No.
Right? No? I'm thinking of a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's the
snake and the fucking stick
yeah,
crossing or
that's
whatever. Or
what
the two
that
snakes,
is.
whatever it is.
It does kind of look like that, but yeah. I mean, not really. I know what you're talking about, though.
I think it's just called the brimstone cross. I think. I don't know. I know that it's a symbol that literal devil worshippers use.
Yeah.
Because it's like the satanic cross or some shit like that. It's like a sigil.
Right, I gotcha. Yeah. Did you know that I think it's Norway is still like the biggest like population of Satan worshippers?
Really?
Yeah, because it's because of the whole like black metal scene that they have there.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
A lot of church burnings because of that.
Is it Norway or is it?
Yeah, because it's Norwegian black metal.
Norwegian. Okay. Yeah.
There's a great documentary on YouTube. Yeah, it's everywhere really. But I think it's called "Until the Light Takes Us" or something like that.
I'm not big in black metal, man.
Oh, I don't like the music, but what an interesting like socio political thing to research. Like, very weird culture.
There's a very fine line, in my opinion, between good metal music and useless sound garbage. You know what I mean? Like, there's a because you could take Law Dispute, for example. Big fan of Law Dispute.
Yeah.
They're not metal. They're more of, like, thrashy punk music.
Yeah.
It's the band that I showed you last week.
Yeah, I remember.
Love them.
Yeah.
There are plenty of bands that many would argue sound exactly like them or whatever that is just absolute garbage. Just absolute garbage.
Yeah, and there's some...
It's a very fine fucking line. And there's even some songs by Law Dispute where I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to that.
Metal is one of the few genres I feel like that's polarizing in that way, because it's not necessarily about the musicianship as much as it is about
the showmanship.
That and the feeling of the music, like the aggression behind the actual music itself.
I mean, that's a lot of like heavy screamo bands too. Like, it's more of like, who gives a fuck what they're saying? It's like, and I you know what? There's a lot of people. I think one of the only genres you can't apply that logic to is country, honestly. Because even rap, I hear a ton of people that will admit, like, this guy sucks at rapping, but the beat is sick.
Yeah,
like,
I hear that a lot,
sick.
Especially like we were talking about that at work the other day. Me and another.
Is my mic picking up anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
The sound waves are just little.
They're very small.
They're very small today.
All right.
It's okay.
Small waves.
Small waves.
Small waves.
More room to gain it up later, though.
Yeah, listen. Hey, that is true.
Yeah. That's kind of the idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, country. I think it still applies to country, though.
Really? I don't know, man. Because
here's why I'm saying that. Because content-wise, a lot of country sucks. But you put a great solo in or some really cool lap steel or something like that, people get into it.
I feel like if you're lacking on lyrical content in country, you have to make up for it in vocal ability. So I don't know if
I get
country.
What you mean.
Yeah, I don't know if country. And listen, I'm just one man with one opinion.
But that's the same as the rap thing, because they're making up for it with the beat. You know.
That's true. Yeah. Well, okay, but then the beat and country music would be the instruments.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could hear the most beautiful acoustic guitar intro, right? Which I'm a sucker for. You can even throw some steels in there, you know. it could sound great, and then if like the voice is trash or the lyrics are trash, I'm like, fucking next. Like, way to ruin a good lick.
That's fair. Well, I get that though.
That's my least favorite thing is running across a song where you're like, musically, this is fucking perfection.
Yeah.
And then you're like, dude, these lyrics are fucking. Did you pull these out of a garbage disposal?
Oh my
this
gosh.
is fucking terrible, man.
You know a band I always think that with?
Oh, who?
Kiss.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot stand Kiss songwriting. Or really even the music itself.
You know, it's crazy.
But the tone. They sound like the 70s personified. Like
70s and 80s. Yeah,
yeah.
I can hear it in my fucking head right now. It's like, lick it up. Lick it up. With the beginning of it where Paul Stanley is, I don't know all the words, but just his opening vocals and everything. You're like,
oh, it's
fuck. No, dude, it's great.
Oh, you like his voice?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm talking about just the instrumentation. Like, that's what I like about Kiss.
I don't like all of Kiss, but I do have a sentimental spot for Kiss because my dad was super big into him.
Yeah.
He gave me like 4 original press Kiss
that's
albums.
Cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
like I've got this like I'm a logical aware person, so like I know that they're a garbage band, but I do have
it's
a
cool
little
still.
bit of. But dude, you put on. Listen, man, you can't listen to fucking Christine.
Oh, yeah.
From Gene Simmons without being like, they should have locked that guy up.
Yeah.
Christine.
It's gross.
16. Yeah, and he's talking about, like, tonguing her down, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
Gene Simmons should probably be in
this guy
jail
in
for
jail.
many reasons.
Yeah, fucking war crimes almost. Like,
yeah.
It's crazy, man. The shit that they got away with. I do love their story, though. Like, how they came to fame is sick. It's literally fake it till you make it.
Oh,
you know that, right?
They
you know
figured
that whole
that
story?
out. Oh, yeah.
So,
but do it for the
for anybody who doesn't know, it's just really funny to me because when people do that, now in my head, I know that you know because you know so much niche stuff.
Well,
but, like, so many people will be like, no, I get it, but you should explain it to that guy.
Right.
And then
you're like, you don't get it.
And low key, they're like, oh, okay. Like, but no. So, the super quick of it, Kiss, which is Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Ace Frehley, and Peter Criss.
It's good. You got them all right off the dome.
Nailed it. Those are the original members.
Yeah.
Like, Kat, who is Peter Criss, has been the drummer. He's been changed a couple times.
Yeah.
And I think there was a small stint where so was Ace Frehley.
Yeah. Well, that's because they did the first 2 solo albums. And then Gene Simmons and
Paul Stanley.
Paul Stanley. Yeah, they both were like, okay, well, I guess we'll do it too.
I keep almost saying Paul Stamnitz.
I know. Well,
which is
another really great,
completely opposite.
Cool person.
Yeah, so what they would do is they would go to these big social events, but they would show up in wardrobe, in makeup.
Yeah.
They would hire a limo themselves to take them there. So they didn't, like, realistically, they didn't have a fucking dollar to their name.
Right, no.
Everybody thought that they were the next new thing because they were showing up in a fucking limo and shit. So that's how they started gaining traction. People were like, holy shit, we gotta check these people out,
I think they may have actually coined, like, the whole, like, drive the limo around twice thing. Like pull up, don't get out, drive around again, and then get out the second time.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, because the whole point of that is basically like people go, oh, limo, and then they go away and they're like, oh, but then you come back and they're like, ah!
Yeah, we are at the happening spot. There's a limo here.
Back then, especially though, I mean, everyone's driving around like beat up old station wagons.
Yeah, that's how you know, dude. Even nowadays, if I was at a party and somebody all of a sudden pulled up in a limo, I would be like...
Oh, you take notice.
Oh, yeah, I'd be like, this guy's fucking somebody, man. This guy is somebody. That's funny, man. Yeah, limos, I don't care how cheesy they are, because in my opinion, they are very cheesy.
I haven't been in enough to really have an opinion, I feel like. I've been in like 3 limos.
I think I've been in about 3 limos. You know the story of the very first time I got in a limo was 6th grade on my way to CNN newsroom. I was on CNN.
Nice. Did not know that.
You didn't know?
No.
Dude, I could have I hate the YouTube videos that are like, okay, so story time. But
Yeah,
I
right.
literally,
But you
dude,
could have
I
a
could,
story
I
time.
could, I could have a story time. So again, the short of it, it's the Fall Creek Falls thing. You know what I'm talking about? Fall Creek Falls, which is a middle school. They took us all. Oh, I'm sorry, Scales Elementary. So Scales Elementary took us all to Fall Creek Falls for like a weekend trip.
It's like I thought Fall Creek Falls is like a waterfall thing.
Right, yeah, it's like a campground. So they take the whole class there.
Right.
Assistant principal goes, and then like a handful of teachers go. So we get there the first night, pretty common shit. They're just doing like campfire horror stories, and then they walk us to the tree line, and somebody runs out of the trees at us. And you want to talk about chaos, bro? So like I'm talking, I'm not proud of this. I'm not proud of this. But as we're running, this girl fell in front of me, and bro, I jumped over her like a track star, dog, and just kept going. I was like, fucking not my problem.
Horror
right
movie rules.
Man, dude. I'm not stopping and getting...
No.
What good am I? Dead. So, I'm moving, girl. I'm booking it. I've
True.
seen... this is 6th grade. I watched Hellraiser at 3. I've seen enough scary movies to know that if I stop, I'm a goner.
Just not
I'm
right.
moving.
Just not
I am
good.
moving. So... They're like, haha, it's a fake joke, whatever. All right.
Yeah.
Last night we're there, assistant principal.
They should not be able to torture young students like this. That
Wait
should
until
not
you
be
hear.
ethical.
Wait until you hear what that's light work. That maybe the running out, like walking us to the woods, like at the tree line, and then like running out screaming like a madman. Okay.
That's funny.
It's funny. You could. Some parents could argue it's a bit much.
Yeah.
Not enough for anybody to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Last night there. Fuck you, Mr. Scott. That was the assistant principal. This cocksucker walks into the boys' bunk. He's got his radio on him, right? Because he wants everybody to hear this news coming through. So he's walking through, making sure everybody's there. All of a sudden, you're like, Mr. Scott, are you there? And he's like, yep, I'm here. And they're like, okay, we got a potential code red. I'm standing right next to Mr. Scott, and I'm like, code red?
Does not sound good.
No, code red always means oh fuck.
Yeah.
So that's what they're saying. Oh fuck. So I was like, hey man, what's that about? He's like, it's probably nothing. I'm just gonna go take care of this. So he comes back in, gathers up all the kids. We need to go to the cafeteria right now. We'll explain everything when we get to the cafeteria. What's fucked up, the cafeteria that we were at was essentially a giant glass greenhouse. So the cafeteria was nothing but windows. Like, it was like a kind of cool cafeteria.
Yeah.
You sit at the tables, nothing but windows.
Sick during the day.
Yeah.
Not at night when a code red is happening.
They decided, well, it was good for them, so they decided to take us to the cafeteria. So we get down there, and they were like, all right, so this is what's happening. There is an active shooter in the area. They think it's just some like drunk rednecks that are driving around shooting a shotgun out of the window, but the last report of it was in 2 miles of us. So we don't know who these people are, what they want, or what they're doing. We just need everybody to stay calm, get under the tables as if it's like a tornado drill. Dude, we get underneath the tables. 6th graders.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what the fuck's happening. I think in 6th grade you're like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
So everybody's under the tables.
Oh my god.
Dude, a van pulls up. I shit you not, man.
No.
I swear to God, dude. A van pulls up. Headlights beaming through the windows.
Yeah.
All the kids. Like, I'm pretty sure everybody held their breath at one time. So the van starts honking.
How long do you think they were plotting this for?
Oh, dude, they had to have had this shit together before we even got there.
Yeah.
They really put in the effort. So the van starts honking. Two people get out. And they start hollering, like, woo, we're gonna fuck stuff up. They're like being assholes.
Yeah.
The little girl next to me starts crying and praying out loud. Praying out loud to not die. That is when I was like... So, like, I've got this weird thing where, like, in the situation, I won't cry.
Right.
Because,
but
like,
after?
Once the dust settled is when, like, it's like, I guess I was in shock at first. I don't know.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
She's praying. All the kids are, like, starting to, like, cry and freak out. Everybody thinks they're about to get blasted, bro.
Yeah.
Take it a step further. They walk around the back, kick in the back door. Which I'm assuming they didn't actually kick it in. They probably just like slammed it open.
Yeah.
They made it sound like they kicked in the back door. They grabbed a rack of dishes and threw it over so you could hear all the dishes like shatter and break. And then they kick open the swing door that goes from the kitchen to the cafeteria.
This
they
is
kick
too
it open,
much.
and I swear to you, goes, everybody's gonna die. Everybody's gonna die. Kids losing their fucking mind. Screaming, crying, praying, begging for their fucking lives. Right? Flip the lights on. It's 2 teachers. All the teachers are laughing. They think it's just this big haha, like, not that big of a dude.
That's not funny.
Dude, that is the most fucked up shit I have ever heard in my life, man. So this all happens.
I would have been livid.
Oh, I was mad. That's when I cried. So
Yeah.
we go back upstairs. I'm furious because one of my best friends at the time was this kid Spencer. Spencer can't talk anymore. He's broken. This kid is literally sitting on his bunk with his legs to his chest. He's in the fetal position.
It's not funny, but oh my
back and
god.
forth. He's in the fetal position, rocking back and forth.
Oh.
Kids had asthma attacks, like panic attacks that led to like couldn't fucking breathe. It's like everything's in disarray.
This is the most traumatizing thing that you can do to
there
a person.
There were kids that had to go to therapy. There were
Yeah.
kids that were that was the start of their trauma, and they were in therapy. They thought they were gonna die at fucking 11, bro.
100%.
So I mean, there were kids that had to sleep in their
God.
parents' room for like the next 3 months. So like, Mr. Scott walks up, and you know he's like. He's like half-assed.
Sorry, I just
trying to
remembered you going, Spencer
you,
is
Mr.
broken.
Spencer, he's short-circuiting at this point, man. So
oh god, poor Spencer. I hope he's okay.
Austin was there. Austin Boyd was there.
Literally?
Yeah,
Oh my,
yeah, he was there for this.
I'm gonna ask him.
Yeah, dude, we've been through some shit together. So
yeah.
So this happens. Mr. Scott's standing there, and he gives like this half-ass, like, you know, like, come on. It was not that big of a deal, guys.
Whatever.
I fucking that bless you. Bless you.
Sorry.
That is for some reason when like I guess I like came back to reality.
Yeah, you got shot into your body.
Yeah, and I was like I used to have this problem where if I got too mad, I would start like crying out of anger.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm yelling and crying at the same time. And like I pretty much told him, I'm like crying now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look at what you fucking did.
Yeah.
Like, you broke Spencer, dude. Like he's over here fucking hyperventilating. He can't speak, bro. Like he can't. He's a shell of a human. That used to be a person.
Oh
like,
my god.
He's fucking dude. So we get home.
Oh, this
Obviously.
is not right.
I know, you gotta know that every teacher after that happened was probably like, dude, we
are in trouble.
Not one teacher got fired. So, oh yeah. So everybody gets back home. Oh my God. The bus ride home was awkward. Nobody's a person anymore. We're all like had to grow up overnight. Like you brought us there as hopeful, spry kids, and we're leaving with fucking drug addictions. So like,
I was just doing meth in the back of the bus.
So we get back home.
Spencer's
obviously.
got a needle in his arm, just passed out in the aisle.
Trying to cope. So we get back home. Obviously, the first question every single parent asks, "How was your trip?"
Horrible.
So everybody tells all the parents what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, you want to talk about an angry mob? There was
I would have been right there with them.
The absolute mob of parents that were outside of that school the next day. I mean, kids did I can't think of many kids that went to class because they were like, we came back on Sunday, had school Monday. Yeah. So God. Yeah. So I mean, parents were up there. Dude, my mom. Yeah. You've met my mom.
Oh yeah.
She's the coolest person ever, but she is a fierce little fucker.
I can imagine.
I mean, she's like 5'4" of hellfire at this point. She is pissed. Just like the idea, and I wasn't I didn't need therapy. I handled it.
Well, you're a logical enough person that you could go, oh, that was a joke,
it's a
but
fucked
that's
up
messed
joke,
up.
But
yeah.
So I was fine. I didn't need therapy. I didn't have trouble sleeping. It was nothing like that. I'm a little fucked up. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? So But my mom still was like, no, fuck that, because Spencer was like one of my best friends at the time. She knew Spencer really well. Like, so like, they were all talking amongst each other. Dude, my mom called every fucking news channel in Tennessee and was like,
awesome.
brought nationwide attention to this shit. So CNN calls my mom. CNN calls my mom.
That's good.
And was like, we want you and your son on the fucking show. We want to talk about this. We want to figure out what the fuck's going on. So so my mom gets a phone call. They set it all up. Dude, there is a limo at my fucking house at 4:00 in the morning. So yeah, a limo sent from CNN. It's a nice fucking limo.
I bet, yeah.
They didn't cheap out. We get back there, got the driver and shit. You know, feel bad for him having to turn around on a cul-de-sac, but it's either that or drive reverse down the whole fucking road. I mean, you're driving a hot dog down
there are options,
road. So, like, we get in the limo. They've got hot cappuccinos. I'm 11 years old drinking cappuccinos on the way to the fucking newsroom. Yeah.
Let's go!
Dude, I was so fucking awkward on the show. I've spent hours hunting for the DVD. I've spent days trying to track this story through the CNN archives to find the fucking video.
No luck?
No, dude, I can't find it anywhere.
Oh.
You can find articles about it all day, but I can't find the actual broadcast because I was on camera. My hair at that point was like down to here.
Crazy.
Me and my mom are sitting there. Dude, I was the most awkward person in the world, dude. You put me in front of a camera, I clammed up. I was like... I was like short-circuiting, man. Then I started freaking out. Then I was broken. No, it was all right, though. I mean, it was crazy.
That's
it was weird.
Wild. I can't believe I've never heard that story.
Yeah, dude, that is the craziest fucking shit in the world, man.
Scott, is that his name?
Yeah, fuck you.
He needs to be in jail.
Bro, I don't know how not
wrong.
one teacher lost their job. I think they had a week without pay. The ones that were directly involved, and that was it.
That's like one of those things where it's like, well, obviously, never could fly nowadays.
No.
But on top of that, that's like one of those things where like, I'm shocked that the parents didn't just sue the school. Would have been suing the government effectively, but
they would have won. There's no way.
Yeah. No, that's.
You gotta think this was 2006 probably.
Columbine was 2003.
Yeah, I think 2002 or 2003, something like that. Or wait, was Columbine?
No, Columbine was in the late
99.
Yeah,
98, something like that. There was one of them that was in the early 2000s.
Yeah,
school shootings were on the rise during this.
But that's even
that
more
was everybody's
of a reason
big deal
not to do that.
They tried to play it off like it was a drill. That was their defense. Their defense was...
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, their defense was...
The drill that we told no one about.
Right. Yeah. We got no sign-off for this. Yeah.
I'm mad hearing about this today.
Dude, it was the wildest shit, man.
What the hell?
The wildest shit.
That's so messed up.
Yeah.
I literally can't even think of a more messed up school/camp scenario. That's the peak.
No, the other stuff was like kind of funny. Like the campground stories had
that's
all the boys
mild compared to what they went on
extremely
to do.
Mild. Yeah, like one of the stories they told, I mean, like they had the kids scared to like use, so they were like, you know, a kid died, and they said a kid too, like not a camper. Like they were like,
some
a
random
kid,
child.
Yeah, a kid died in stall number 2. He was killed by a cannibal, like, and so
it's not believable.
No, but it's still like to a bunch of fucking 11-year-olds. They're like, dude,
it's definitely scary.
No kid would shit in that stall for the rest of the time.
I bet.
There was only like 3 stalls too, so it was like no one uses the middle one.
Yeah,
you use stall 1, stall 3, and if you were in there by yourself, if it was like for some reason, you know, like nobody else was in the bathroom and you were in there by yourself, you're like, dude, what the fuck, man?
You know, I'm trying to think now if anything weird like that happened to me. The closest thing I can think of is one time at church camp, all of the leaders decided that it'd be really funny to in the middle of the night break into like basically like the boys' cabin, and they
fucking I hope it was the boys' cabin.
Yeah, they put on like balaclavas, like a full ski mask, and they made some balaclavas, and they just started making like weird alien noises.
Yeah,
and they just crawled around on all fours until they woke us up, and then they started like getting in the bunk and like they were like acting like giant bugs basically, and
That's weird, man.
it was freaky at
That's
like
a bad
3
acid
o'clock
trip
in the
right
morning
there.
when you like wake up from a dead sleep to that. You're like,
dude, yeah, absolutely, man.
That was an odd one, but
Yeah.
I didn't need therapy because of it, that's for sure.
Listen, if I fucking woke up and Grace was crawling across our bedroom floor in the middle of the night, I would freak the fuck out.
Yeah, but it was like 10 of them, just all like clicking and making weird noises.
Yeah, fuck that, dude. That's
shuffling around. Yeah, it was definitely odd. I have no segue for this.
Yeah.
Because you're a John Mayer fan, I just want to tell you. I've been listening to a lot of sob rock recently.
We go from like Columbine horror story of a school field trip. Yeah, John Mayer, man, love John Mayer. Yeah, I mean, he's my favorite artist. You know, I just saw him on the solo tour.
Is he really your favorite artist?
I would, yeah. So, like, I've spent a lot of time thinking about this because someone caught me off guard not too long ago because I listen to so much music.
Right.
He asked me my top 3 artists. Like, if I could only
like
listen to
somewhere?
3 people. Yeah.
That's
if
cool.
I can only listen to 3 people for the rest of my life, and I'm fucking, like, I almost overheated trying to, like, figure it out. But, yeah, John Mayer definitely has to be
Can we just
in
call
there.
that turning into Spencer?
Yeah. I have a Spencer, and I was, man. I was fucking...
I love the idea.
He might not love it. I'll send him this. I'll clip this out.
You
and
should.
send it to him. Yeah.
Well, Spencer, I just, from the bottom of my heart, man, I hope you're doing it.
He's doing better, dude. Yeah, kid's a fucking rock star now, man. He's fine. I was just talking to him not too long ago.
Good for recovering from that nightmare. Oh my god.
It was, dude. It was a nightmare. But yeah, no. I would say John Mayer has to be probably the artist that's had the most impact on me.
Yeah.
Made me really start taking guitar seriously because I started playing. I started playing guitar probably 7th grade.
That's pretty early.
So like 7th grade is when I started playing guitar. I kind of dropped out. My music teacher pissed me off. I quit playing. I started dating this girl freshman year of high school, and she was obsessed with John Mayer. Gotcha. So obviously, I got into John. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a choice. Like she loved him. I had never even really heard of the guy before. So thank God for it because I think that he genuinely is a work of art. Yeah, I mean, he definitely got me.
Is his body a wonderland?
I bet it is. That is my least favorite John Mayer song. I fucking hate that song.
Everyone's least favorite John Mayer song.
It's really hard to convince somebody who, if someone already thinks John Mayer's bad, or like a girl music or whatever, it's hard to convince them otherwise when they bring up Your Body's a Wonderland.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, listening to him, dude, I mean, that is what inspired me to like really get back in guitar. Never went back to guitar lessons. Fucking YouTube University, baby.
Yup.
Yeah, man.
Same.
Absolutely love him. I saw him on I think it was called the Search for Everything tour, probably 6 years ago. That was killer.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Oh, yeah, I remember when that came to town. Yeah.
Damn, dude, I just broke the fucking pencil. I like this pencil, too.
Well,
I don't have
it's
any
still a
self-control.
pencil.
That's useless. Yeah, and then I just went to the solo acoustic tour, which was fucking sick.
I bet that was awesome.
Oh, yeah, man. There's nothing better than just sitting there and appreciating your favorite artist. Just him, a stool, and a guitar.
Yeah.
That was super sick.
Did he do his, like, little stand-up shtick throughout that?
What do you mean?
Well, just because he did, like, a TED Talk, I guess, is the most clear example of what I'm talking about. But his TED Talk is basically, like, half instruction on guitar and then half just, like, musician jokes. And it's actually kind of great. He's really funny.
Actually a funny dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of funny skits, too. Like,
Yeah.
he's done skits before about writing music and like how he just does it for the money and how to get in girls' bands. He's like, yeah, should my next song be about like how I start fucking one model to make the other models jealous? Like he's got funny skits.
Yeah.
Like, he's a funny dude.
His thing with Kanye was really funny.
Yeah, he was in Get Hard.
Yeah, he
Will Ferrell movie,
was.
yeah.
I saw a clip from that the other day.
Yeah.
That was really funny.
Yeah, he's a funny dude, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's pretty funny. But yeah, absolutely. So you've been listening to a lot of sob rock?
Yeah, I mean,
that's like perfect for you.
Yeah,
it's John Mayer and it's
very
very
me.
80s driven.
One of the reasons that I really like that record, though, and this might be because John Mayer's guitar teacher is getting more famous now. But
I didn't even know he had a guitar teacher until you just said that.
Well, so I don't think John necessarily like
They didn't start off with him.
No.
Yeah, they just met. They crossed paths and
College.
probably
So he
I
went.
think he went to college.
No, he did. He graduated from Berkeley.
John Mayer?
Yeah.
At what age?
A normal college student.
Really?
Age, yeah.
I thought he went from fucking high school on.
No. Yeah, no,
He a fucking
he went
hoss.
He went to Berkeley
Well, fuck me.
as a guitar major.
Listen, sorry, John. I guess I'm not your biggest fan ever.
Well, I only know about this stuff because I follow the guitar teacher. So his name is Tomo Fujita.
You know so much niche shit that I can't even have John Mayer and like
It's not like that. I swear.
Hey, little known fact about John Mayer, you fake fucking fan.
When I like anything, I just
you obsess.
Rabbit hole.
Yeah. I do too. Just not,
I know you do.
Not in the same way you do.
Well, I think we do it in the same way. I think we just go in different paths with it because I feel like you're looking for like usable information, and I'm just like curious. I don't care. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But yeah, so we went to Berkeley. Tomo was his guitar teacher at Berkeley and is still the professor of guitar performance at Berkeley. Yeah, but he's like like a Japanese city pop kind of like funk guitar player.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I know you're super into Japanese funk too.
Dude, it is my absolute favorite music.
Didn't you discover that and get real heavy into it like a year ago? Like the,
it was longer
the
than
Japanese.
It was over COVID.
Jazz and like.
Yeah. Dude, I never knew that was what I was looking for musically. Like I liked some bluesy rock stuff. I liked, jazz like in a more like traditional sense. I was just really into pop really. But then that Japanese fusion, I guess is really what you'd call it.
There you go.
It's just it's everything that I like about music with like a nostalgic twist to it.
Yeah.
It was almost like out of time when they made it, but like they did more to the music than what its time period would have been. Because a lot of it's very like American like 50s, like Elvis kind of stuff.
Right.
But they just put so much of their own like flavoring on top of it that it's like totally its own thing. But this what?
Nothing.
This guy Tomo that taught John Mayer, and funny enough, John Mayer actually sent him a guitar recently.
Did he?
Yeah, and he like unboxed it on his channel, and there was like a little note from John and that he read out, which is cool. But he does, he's got an online teaching program called Guitar Wisdom, which is just like basically all of his Berkeley curriculum.
Tips and tricks.
Yeah. But yeah, apparently they've played together a few times and stuff. But Tomo is a really cool guy. And because of him, I started listening to John Mayer again because I got really into Tomo's like teaching videos on YouTube and Instagram. And when I got back into John Mayer from him, I listened to Sob Rock because I had only heard New Light as a single, when the music video came out originally. Yeah. And I forgot that he even put out a record for it.
I fucking love that song.
It's that song is probably one of the best written pop songs of the past like 10 years.
Yeah, I mean I can immediately agree just because I love
the solo too.
So what's your
the way he pushes into that is so cool.
What's your favorite and then what's your least favorite off that album?
Oh, I gotta look at the track.
I'll tell you my least favorite right off the fucking rip. Why You Know Love Me. Number 1, I fucking hate you for making that as a chorus. Like
Why You Know Love Me.
Yeah, like the verses are good, but you get to the chorus, it's just so cringy. And I think he did it kind of on purpose, but I absolutely love I Think I Just Feel Like. Love that song.
That one's a really good one.
And then
that's good. Have you forgotten it? Are you going Spencer on me?
Dude, I'm spent.
I'm all spenced out.
No, what's it called? Should have been over. Should have.
Shouldn't matter, but it does.
Shouldn't matter, but it does.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the lyrics. I couldn't remember the fucking name.
So, Last Train Home, the first song, my least favorite.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think it fits the rest of the album. It feels like it's from a different record entirely.
I can see that.
And it's the opening track.
I can see that. It doesn't really set the tone that good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, as a consumer, like, when you hear that and then you listen to the rest of the album, like, in context, I always, like, forget that song's even on there until I, like, hit the first song and that comes on and I'm like, did I click the right record? Like, I literally have done that before, right? I have to, like, go back and check. But I really think that Till the Right One Comes might be my favorite.
That's a great song, too.
I think it's really interesting. Like, it's a John Mayer song that it feels more removed from, like, John Mayer. Because, like, even New Light, like, as 80s and over the top as it is, like, in a nostalgic sense, still the same John Mayer vocal.
Yeah.
Like, not even just, like, tone or anything like that, because I expected that. Like, the vocal mix. And the guitar, too. Like, it's just... It might as well have been, like, stuff they took from Continuum and just, like, slapped on a new track. Like they could have sampled that from any other John Mayer song, and it would have sounded identical, like, mix-wise. Which, I guess, is really my only complaint with the album, is, like... Because he always talks about it as, like, I wish that, like, I could have just made, like, an 80s record that got lost in a drawer and you just pick it out one day and it's like, oh, this is crazy. Like, I didn't even know this existed. And, like, that's what he's described that album to be.
It's hard to do that when you're John Mayer, though.
Well, I guess that's kind of my thing is, like, if that was
Especially when you advertise it.
If that was really the idea, like, even just from, like, a purely aesthetic sense, why is it mixed so modern? Like, I get that the arrangement and the instrument choices are definitely, like, throwbacks.
Inspired, yeah.
But it sounds like a 2020 pop record. Like, that's what the sound of the album is.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe one day when we have John Mayer on the show, we'll have to ask him, dude. That would be an absolute... That's probably my dream guest, yeah. I mean, if I could have any musician on...
He would school me, though.
Would likely be John Mayer.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Call Her Daddy? Do you know that podcast, Call Her Daddy?
No.
Okay, you should watch that. That's like the only podcast I've really ever seen him on. And
yeah, I'm about to say I feel like I've seen interviews,
I mean, she I guess approached him like out and about and was like, "Hey, we would love to have you on there." Maybe she reached out. I don't know. They've got a big following, so like, you know, I mean, they seem reputable.
PR people talk.
He said, yeah, they went out to dinner, and you know, he was like, I was very skeptical because like I wanted to make sure you were a good person and like you weren't gonna just run me through the fucking mud, because like, you know, he's got a checkered past with women. No,
I feel like they have a checkered past with him.
Yeah, he's known as a douchebag and a womanizer.
Yes.
So,
of course, when you're John Mayer.
When you're John Mayer, you know, I feel like it would be hard not to be. I mean, when he really broke into the scene, it was early 20s, like super early 20s.
Because it would have been like 2002 or 3 when he first put some stuff out.
Something like that.
Like full records, like signed as an artist.
I want to say Inside One's Out was 99. But... yeah, I mean, like, you know, you're giving this young kid, it's kind of like the Justin Bieber thing. Like, you're giving this young kid all this attention, and, you know, like, he writes very beautiful songs that arguably a lot of women are attracted to. And so, yep, 99, Inside One's Out.
Yeah.
And then Room for Squares was 2001.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was such a good record.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah.
That was like, I remember like growing up,
some good ones.
Like every worship leader was just like, listen to Room for Squares.
St. Patrick's Day, beautiful song. Great Indoors, Not Myself. 3x5. Listen.
Yeah.
City
3x5 is great.
Yeah, 3x5 is awesome. City Love, one of my absolute favorites of his as well. I just, outside of, you know, like the nostalgia for me and like how, outside of songwriting even, like lyrically, I think arguably he is one of the best guitarists alive today.
He's
I mean, when
good.
even if you go away from his solo work, which he's done impeccable things on. I mean, the guitar solo on Covered in Rain, the live version of that is fucking insane.
Yeah.
That's a long video. It's like a 10-minute clip of him playing, but it's a wicked solo. But I mean, dude, he literally played several shows with B.B. King. He was one of B.B. King's guitarists for a while. And just for fun, dude. He just wanted to be involved in that scene. And they sit there listening to them go back and forth on a guitar sitting on stools. Come on.
There's one with B.B. King, John Mayer, and Derek Trucks. And Derek Trucks is on the end. And he starts soloing. And John just looks over at him and goes...
Yep. I know.
It was like defeated. I was like, wow, that's a... I mean, Derek Trucks is crazy good.
I just love how involved he gets with other groups. So, like, B.B. King, I'm not even a big Grateful Dead fan, but he plays with them, like Dead and Company, constantly with them.
Yeah. You know what's funny, too? I feel like for as much...
He's even got a song with fucking Kenny Chesney. I think him and Kenny... No, maybe it was him and Keith Urban.
That sounds right.
I think him and Keith Urban were on tour together or something like that.
I could see that being the case.
And, like, they played each other's songs together.
That's cool.
That's cool. But...
Yeah, something. I think it's funny though, cause like if you listen to John Mayer talk, all of that stuff that people say about him, like in my mind, goes out the window immediately.
Now, if you listen to him,
that's fair. Yeah, his older interviews were definitely a little bit more
he just
egotistical.
I think I don't know the guy personally, but I would assume just even based through his works, he did a lot of self-reflection, and that's kind of what Born and Raised was about. He literally bought just a huge fucking, I guess compound would really be what it is, but like he just out in I think fucking Montana or something, just like moved out. Maybe it was Wyoming. I know it's some fucking someplace, some flatland place. He just moved out,
Middle America, just
wrote that whole fucking album.
Yeah,
and at a house somewhere on a farm.
That sounds great.
Granted, I'm sure that house on a farm had a fucking impeccable studio.
Yeah.
But, fun fact that you probably already know, but I didn't know for a long time. You know the Mac Miller song "Small World"?
Yeah.
He plays the guitar on it. Mac Miller invited him over to his house.
I saw a YouTube short about that the other day.
Of course he did.
I keep getting all this John Mayer stuff now.
Now that you've been listening to Sob Rock.
Yeah,
Sob Rock's a great one, man. I would say all time... Fuck. Boiling it down to 3 is hard.
Oh, yeah.
I would say
like
top
3 songs or 3 albums?
3 songs.
Okay.
I could do 3 albums, I think. It'd be hard, but I think I could do that. But I would have to say Quiet. Everybody should listen to Quiet. It's beautiful. It's the first one I played you earlier.
Yeah, that one's really good.
Edge of Desire. Fucking...
Oh, yeah, that's a really good one.
Absolutely love that song.
Yeah. Was that on the live one? I feel like he did that. No?
Where the Light Is? No.
No. Okay.
And then I'm
maybe I've just heard him play it live on YouTube.
On the third one, dude, it's close. I mean, there's a lot that could go in the third slot. But I think I really relate to Stop This Train. He's got that line where he says, "So scared of getting older."
Aren't we all?
So scared of getting older. I'm only good at being young. So I play the numbers game to try to convince myself my life has just begun. I am. If I'm accused of anything, it is not wanting to grow up, man. Which to a degree...
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, to a degree, it's not a bad thing. As long as you're responsible, which I am.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, too. Steven Tyler, I actually heard not too long ago say something about that. He was talking about, like, becoming sober, and he was basically saying, like, the way it basically works is, like, you do drugs for a bunch of years, and then when you stop, like, all together, you basically, like, pick up where you left off. And he was like, I'm eternally 17. And I was like, dang, maybe I just need to be eternally 17. That sounds great.
I don't know if that's the point he was trying to drive home.
I know, but...
Tom Segura's got a funny story about Steven Tyler.
He's got a lot of funny
Was
things.
it... It's not Tom Segura. It's, is it Jeselnik?
Anthony Jeselnik?
Maybe it's Jeselnik. It's one of them. But he's talking about how they're in New York and him and his dad are at a pizza shop and Steven Tyler walks in. And his dad...
How weird.
Yeah, so like Steven Tyler walks in, gets a piece of pizza, and everybody's like, holy fuck, that's Steven Tyler. And he starts blotting his pizza off with a napkin, and he's like, my dad was like, look at this fucking joker over here blotting his fucking pizza with a goddamn knife. He's like, Dad, that's fucking Steven Tyler. He's like, I fucking know who it is. He's like, my dad gets up, and on the way out, and he goes, hey, Bruce Springsteen, quit blotting your fucking pizza. The grease isn't gonna hurt you. And like, I hope that really happened, because that's fucking hilarious.
I feel like Steven Tyler would have found that funny even. I would have found that funny. Like, if I was the famous guy in that situation, I'd have been like, yep.
I don't know. It's Chris Distofano.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
who it is.
okay.
It's Distofano. That's
Yeah.
what it is. I had to figure it out.
He's like the more
because,
burly.
Yeah. He's a little bit stouter.
Yeah. He looks muscly.
Yeah. He just looks like a New York kid.
Yeah. Talks like one.
Yeah, I had to figure that out. He deserves the credits for that. That's a funny story.
Because he's not famous enough already.
Hey, man, just thought we'd throw you a plug.
You know. Well, you got anything else you want to talk about?
No, man, I'd say that about does it.
It's good.
Yeah.
Well, Spence, we hope you're all right.
Yeah, no, he's good.
All right, well, this has been
the
Just
After
Midnight
Podcast.
Love it. All right, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
After Midnight.